Thank you, Madam President. Diane Bass approached a small group of those she coined out-of-the-box thinkers to plan a St. Patrick's Day themed program for the club. For those of you who know me, my creative wheels started turning. I had grand thoughts of costumes, St. Patrick's Day crafts, and a slideshow from my cycling tour of Ireland. And of course, beer. Unfortunately, the free thinkers thought my program lacked authenticity. Surprising, right? I'm here to introduce Plan B and her 40-plus friends from the Emerald Isle. Connie Ovison, Ireland's 104th district governor, was quick to respond to the unique requests to partner with our club to bring authenticity and save you all from my shamrock crafts and slideshow to today's program. Connie is a native of Denmark and transplanted to the West Waterford region of Ireland in 1979, where she and her husband Frank still reside. Connie has a background in the catering industry and is currently working in the market research and consumer sensory sector. Connie and Frank enjoy traveling as often as they can between their native Denmark and the United States to visit family. Connie joined Rotary in 2006, and this meeting today is representative of her belief that Rotary is many things to many people. It is a place for service, but it's also a place for fellowship, fun, and support. And we should encourage others to learn more about who we are as Rotarians and what we represent and do. Congratulations to District 1160 and their 72 clubs for successfully executing their first virtual conference on March 6th with over 1,000 registrations and 600 plus in attendance, representing more than 25 countries. I'm going to pour a pint of the black stuff in honor of District 1160's success. But, Connie, before we turn it over to you and your clan, I would like to introduce the District Governor of 5910 and past president of the Rotary Club of Beaumont, Becky Mason, to welcome y'all with a big Texas howdy. DG Becky?
Governor Connie and Rotarians of District 1160, on behalf of Rotary District 5910, which is East and Southeast Texas, howdy y'all. I've been asked to share a few Texanisms with you. So Texans like to say everything is bigger in Texas, but wait, not in this case. Your district has 72 clubs and you cover a whole country. Well, we're just a part of Texas and we have 39 clubs. And Governor Connie, in a normal year, I can't even imagine visiting all those clubs in one year. It must be daunting. But this ain't my first rodeo. So I know that my time on the agenda is limited. I'm fixing to stop talking. But after you visit here with us, you can take away one last saying and adapt it and use it as appropriate. Don't mess with Texas. Welcome and happy St. Patrick's Day.
My turn now? Okay, right. So thank you so much indeed. I'm a little flustered here because we had a mess up with the links that had been sent out. So I'm actually getting inundated here with people who can't get on. So I apologize that I had to kind of leave the meeting for a few seconds there. And I am not even sure at the moment now if I have everybody that's supposed to perform. But let's cross our fingers and hope that they are. And if not, maybe somebody else in this group that know who they are, will they just double check with them that they're here. So thank you so much indeed. President Cindy, who I don't know if you're here, there's so many pictures on this screen. So you're there, Cindy, you're the one with the hat, lovely. And also, I believe we have Executive Director Jackie Chapman. I saw Jackie when I first logged on earlier today. And of course, your district governor, Becky Mason, who's there as well. And thank you for your kind words. I tell you something, this is really something else. First of all, I may have to share this with you. It is a special honor for me because I am not Irish. Ireland is my adopted country, and I came here 40 years ago. I've been away for 10 years in between in America, but you know, Ireland is a part of my life that I've spent most of my time in. So not alone is it an honor for me to be a district governor, not being either Irish or English, but certainly on a day like today to celebrate the Irish St. Patrick's Day. It's the second year in a row that we unfortunately cannot celebrate it with our parades and the pubs and all that because everything is closed down. We are in lockdown. We are only allowed to move 5 kilometers away from our homes. We cannot have anybody come in to us. And, you know, it just is difficult. So I haven't visited any clubs. So in case you were wondering, Becky, it's all happening from here at home. And it's upsetting at times, but at the same time, look, I can sit in my pajamas buttons and, you know, kind of be relaxed about it. But of course, it's not the same. Here in Ireland, yes, we are a big district. We are actually 2 jurisdictions, as we have Northern Ireland, which is under UK jurisdiction, and then we have Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. But what's really, really unique about us is that we have, since the first club outside of America got established in 1911, in Dublin, and shortly thereafter Belfast, and then came London. We have always been one district, and we are very proud of that. We're very proud that we actually work together as one. And that means also if we are working with government agencies or other national agencies, we seem to be fine. We seem to be working across the borders, and we're all getting on really, really well. And I know for other countries that are listening to that, they sometimes wonder, how does that work? But it actually works perfectly fine for us. And we're very proud of it too. So we are one united Ireland for Rotary, and it is District 1160 with the 72 clubs that we represent. Today, we have a program put together, and before I forget it, Deborah, where is she? There she is with the cowboy hat. Thank you so much. You're the one that reached out, and we met on a quick Zoom. It was before I had the conference coming up, which was the 6th of March. So needless to tell you, I was under pressure at the time. And between Deborah and her team of the other ladies, I think Diane was there, wasn't she? Diane Bass, and there was Lynn Castle, and I think there was the 3 of you. Was there one more, Deborah? I can't remember. You're there.
And Cindy and Jackie.
That's right, yeah, sorry. Thank you very much for helping me out there. So before I say any more, because I will be your MC for the program, and as I said, I'm praying hard right now that everybody is on board, because what we would like to start out with, I don't know, Gart, can you share the screen? Is Gart there somewhere?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, if Gart will just share the screen and quickly show you the program we have, and then we'll get started from there. So of course,
make that larger.
Yeah. Do you all see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Next page.
So
there you go.
So next page. So this is actually the plan that we have for today, and we are going to do our very best to have it within the 30, 35, max 40 minutes. We hope we can fit it all in. So you've had the introduction from me, and I will right away put the screen on to our President-elect, Mary Long from Cork, who will now greet you in the native Irish language. So Mary Long, are you here on board?
Thank you, Connie. Hello, everybody. Dia Git, Bavalon Falcha Kurot Galer, a kid Mila Falcha, August Benati, Nafela Podrig Orib. Tá Sula Gum, Gubinig Tu Tanum Asun Tronhona, August Beg Kjol, August Kaint, August Crack again Galer. So what I said to you there was, you're very, very welcome, 100,000 welcomes, and a happy St. Patrick's Day. And hope that you have a very enjoyable evening, and we will have fun and music and laughter for the evening. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mary. I'll say to you in Danish, mange tusind tak. That is how we speak our different languages here. And the next one is, and I have to just tell you in advance, I must mute myself for a second here because the following speaker after that is having a problem getting in. So I'm going to put you on to our next presenter, which is actually our district treasurer, Seamus Parl. And you can imagine he's very good with numbers. So he has a very interesting thing to tell you about. So Seamus, go, and I'll be back in a sec, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Connie. As an accountant, I never pass up an opportunity to crunch some numbers. We all know that everything's bigger in Texas, but a club with 280 members is very impressive. In our district, which covers the entire island of Ireland, we have 1,660 members and 72 clubs, which is an average of 23 members per club. However, the average population of our towns is about 15 to 20,000, so we do have smaller catchment areas. Wikipedia tells me that Beaumont has a population of about 118,000, and it's the 33rd largest city in Texas by population. Beaumont would be our 4th largest city if it was in Ireland, because only Dublin, Belfast, and Cork have larger populations. Texas is also known as supposedly having more guns than people. In Ireland, we have more cattle than people and almost as many sheep. And we produce, on the island, we produce enough food to feed about 45 million people. But our own population is less than 7 million, so we export most of what we produce. And finally, looking at relative sizes, Texas is 8 times the size of Ireland with 4 times the population. And that's it. So back to you, Connie.
Thank you very much indeed. I hope that made a lot of sense to you. We seem to have a bit of a technical problem, guys, because apparently 100 attendees have been reached. I thought you had extended your Zoom license for today.
We had, Connie, and I'm on the phone with Zoom right now. I don't know what's going on, but
Okay.
Connie, if I can help, do you want me to drop out for a few minutes and leave your next speaker in?
This
is Connor here from Cork.
Hi, Connor. Yeah, it's just that I have a problem with the next speaker. He can't get in.
If that helps, just send me
Do you want me to go, Connie?
Either one, it doesn't matter. I mean,
listen,
yeah,
I go, Connie.
No, you don't need to all go.
I go.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if Jackie is figuring something out here. And I don't know if it can be extended in the middle of the meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know that it's going to be a quick fix. So yes, maybe one of our members.
Okay.
Connie, would you like me, Dave Halpin, would you like me to drop out?
No, David, you're okay. It's down to 98. Let me just mute myself and quickly bring him back, and I'll see if I can get him in, okay?
Perfect.
Sorry about this.
It's only 10% on the button.
I hope everyone's having a great St. Patrick's Day. Good to see you all. I'm Connor from Cork, and no doubt we can introduce all each other later on.
Yeah.
While we were waiting, I can tell you I'm half American.
Yeah. Is Sean Lynch on the call?
Yes, hello. I'm here.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you're ready for the presentation, are you?
Oh, well, give it a go. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay, guys. So at least we got him in. We'll see how we go along. I'm really sorry about this. What happened, Sean, was that they were supposed to have the license for 500, and apparently it's turning off when. Anyways, if you are ready for the next, I would like to introduce to you Sean Lynch from the Rotary Club of Navan. And Sean has a story to tell and a little piece of music as well. So please sit back and enjoy. He is a great storyteller. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you, Sean. Take it on.
Thank you very much, District Governor Connie. Storyteller, had Irish for storyteller, Shanna Key. So I'm not sure if I'm a Shanna Key, but I'll give it a go. First of all, I'd like to say happy St. Patrick's Day to all Rotarians, and especially to our friends in the Rotary Club of Beaumont, Texas. First of all, I'd like to thank District Governor Connie Overson, and Rotarian Deborah Durego, I hope I pronounced that properly, of the Rotary Club of Beaumont, for organising this historic event. District Governor Connie invited me to speak on the historical Boyne Valley, where our Rotary Club of Navan resides. To introduce myself, Sean Lynch is my name, and I am a member of the Rotary Club of Navan. Navan is about 30 miles from Dublin. The name Navan is a palindrome, meaning that you can spell it back to front, N-A-V-A-N. So there's a little bit of information. Our club and town sits on the centre of the Boyne Valley. This is the historical and spiritual heart of Ireland. From where I sit, within 10 to 15 minutes, I am surrounded by historical places that are world renowned. As it is St. Patrick's Day, let me start on the hill of Tara. Tara was the seat of the High Kings of Ireland and was where St. Patrick went to speak to the then High King Lera. In Ireland at that time, there was a ceremony where the High King of Tara would the High King of Tara would light a fire. After that, fires were lit around the area. St. Patrick got the king's attention where on the hill of Slane, some 10 miles away, he lit his first fire. This worked as a cause of uproar, and St. Patrick was sent for and brought back to the hill of Tara. His objective was to bring Christianity and belief of God to the people of Ireland. Of course, the method he used was the shamrock. To explain, in Christianity, there are three divine persons in the one God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. He used the shamrock to highlight that there was one stem and three leaves. And I have my shamrock here, I hope you can see it, but if you see a shamrock, there's one stem and three leaves. That's how he described it to the High King. As you know, shamrock is worn all over the world on St. Patrick's Day. The Rotary Club of Navan emblem is the Tara brooch. This beautiful work of art dates to between 710 and 750 AD and can be seen in the National Museum of Ireland. I'm going to hold up our pendant. I hope you can see it. And the bottom part, this is the Tara brooch. This is the Rotary Club of Navan, and that's the Tara brooch. And that's the emblem we use for our club. There is a beautiful piece of music associated with Tara called The Harp That Once Through Tara's Halls, which was written by Thomas Moore. The Boyne Valley starts in a town called Trim. You will find the biggest Norman castle, St. John's Castle, there. This castle was used in the film Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson. Going along the river Boyne, you pass Bective Abbey, where a film starring two of your own countrymen, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, was recently filmed. The film is called The Last Duel, which will be released later this year. Now that we are name dropping, I should mention that film actor Pierce Brosnan hails from Navan, a star of many films, but the one everybody will remember him for is when he was James Bond. Going back further in time, Captain Beaufort also hails from Navan. Captain Beaufort designed the Beaufort scale. The wind scale is used by every navy in the world. Going further down the Boyne, it reminds me of the folklore story of a famous Irish legend called Fionn McCool, who was fishing on the banks of the Boyne, caught the salmon of knowledge. He did not know at that time, but on cooking it, he touched the salmon and burnt his tongue. Putting it in his mouth, he then subsequently was infused with knowledge. And I must say at this point, we have quite a few fantastic fishermen in our club in Navan, and they are still casting their net trying to catch the second salmon of knowledge, which would be great for the club. Anyway, keep trying, lads. In our town of Navan, the River Blackwater joins the River Boyne and flows out to the Irish Sea. On that route, it passes the magnificent Slane Castle, home of Slane Castle whisky. The well-known Battle of the Boyne, which was really a battle of Europe, with many countries involved. King William III of Holland, King Louis XIV of France, who were nephew and uncle on opposite sides. King James II of England, Pope Alexander XVIII. On this side, there is a visitors' centre. Nearly finished. Moving on to the main highlight of the Boyne Valley, the Newgrange Monument, which is a World Heritage Site. Newgrange is older than the pyramids in Egypt. The main feature of this passage tomb is that over 5,000 years ago, people were able to identify the Earth's movement around the sun. On the morning of the winter solstice, a narrow beam of light penetrates the roof box and reaches the floor of the chamber. As the sun rides higher, the beam widens within the chamber so that the whole room becomes illuminated. An event that I am heavily involved with and supported by Rotary Club of Navan is the Navan Choral and Instrumental Festival. And in 2019, we celebrated with the President of Ireland attending for our 40th anniversary. In 2020, we had a choir from your own country, Alma College in Michigan, who are coming to Navan for the second time to compete at our festival. Like so many other events in the world, sadly, we had to cancel. With this year's Rotary team, Open Opportunities, I will throw out the idea that Rotary clubs in America might sponsor choirs to come to Ireland and compete at our Navan Choral and Instrumental Festival. Food for thought, Texans. To conclude, I mentioned earlier the piece of music, The Harp That Once Two Towers Halls, and with your permission, I would like to invite my daughter Kate to join me, and we will play you the melody of this piece of music. This is Kate.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
If you can see her, that's it. Now, a laptop microphone is not too kind to a brass instrument, but we'll give it a go. Thank you, everybody. We have no sound, so a very happy St. Patrick's Day to all in Texas, and it's really a pleasure to have met you and be part of this historic event. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Sean. And what did you say your daughter's name was, Rebecca?
Kate?
No, Kate. Kate, thank you so much indeed. That was wonderful. I hope everybody enjoyed that. It was the first time for us seeing and hearing it as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the screen over to Gart again. We have a very special Irish greeting to all of you. Enjoy.
Bear with me.
Okay.
Okay, moving right along. Here are three gifted singers who have all kissed the Blarney Stone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Leprechaun Brothers. Yay! And
Peeps, peeps. It's your peeps. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, Danny. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, Danny. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Danny boy.
Well, that is what we probably normally would look like at this time of the day. It's 5:30 in the evening. So if any of you have a glass in your hands, slán to everybody and happy St. Patrick's Day before we go on. Right. So now I hope you're ready. Do we have Hugh from Larne?
Yes,
On the
I'm
call
here.
there. There he is. Hi, Hugh. How are you? Good to see you again. So I
I'm good,
believe
Connie.
Hugh is he's from the Larne Rotary Club, and I think he's gonna tell us a yarn or two. So I hope you all understand his accent. So pay attention, yes. Okay, Hugh, that's for you next. Take it on.
Thanks, Connie. Hello, Beaumont, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all my fellow Rotarians out there. Over here, we talk a lot about the weather, and at times it seems like the Icelandic comment, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes, is the best prediction for the day. I do hope you can avoid the thunderstorms crossing southeast Texas. If not, try waiting 10 minutes. Now that I've talked about the weather, maybe we should get a move on. St. Patrick was not Irish, probably Welsh, possibly Scottish, certainly British. It is rumoured his father, Calphurnius Succat, was a deacon of a high-standing Roman family, and his mother, Conchessa, was also well connected to religious nobility. Their child, allegedly called Mywin, was captured by raiders when he was taken at 16 to pagan Hibernia, that's Ireland, where in Dalriada he was sold to tend sheep for his new master Milchu, a Druid high priest. It was during the 6 years of enforced labour that he became engrossed in the Christianity of his upbringing, which at the time he had paid little attention, but now in captivity through prayer and thought, he became determined to escape and return to convert the country in which he had been enslaved. His dream of escaping was realized when he convinced sailors to let him join them. And after 3 days of sailing, arrived in France, where later, after being reunited with his family, he would study for some years before being ordained a deacon. To skip forward, Patrick, as he became known, returned to Ireland, first to a small Christian enclave, and then on to traveling around the country preaching. His big breakthrough came, as was mentioned earlier, when the king and most of the clan followed his teaching. It does seem likely that he used the shamrock all right, the three-leaf clover, to describe the Trinity in his teaching. But the absence of fossils indicates a lack of evidence of snakes ever existing in Ireland for Patrick or anyone else to banish. He was not canonized by any pope, but that was not unusual in the first millennium. There can, however, be little doubt that he is the most significant figure in the conversion of Ireland to Christianity. Boy, does he have a lot to answer for. People in Ireland observed the feast day of St. Patrick, and although it became a national holiday in 1903, there were still no parades until modern times. It was America that would lead that way to celebrate. The first, I believe, was in St. Augustine, Florida in 1601, still a Spanish colony. And an Irish vicar with the Spanish sounding name of Ricard Artur engineered the first recorded parade. Then we move a century later to Boston in 1937, when Irish soldiers, unhappy with their lot, paraded. But the main event started in New York, first happened in 1762, mainly with Irish immigrants, and of course has grown over the ensuing years. Now there are celebrations right across Ireland, but it is to America that we owe the phenomenal globalization of the event. To give an example, Japan's St. Patrick's Day events cover 15 cities. The largest by far is Tokyo. Omotesando, with 15,000 participants and 50,000 spectators, would put a lot of what we do here to shame. The strong connection between Ireland and America, with the scale of migration over the past 2.5 centuries, happening even before the formation of the 13 colonies of the United States on the East Coast in 1732. That connect has grown as the immigrant communities grew, settled, and eventually integrated over time. The scale of the connection and integration can be exemplified by the claims of an Irish link with half of the American presidents, including President Biden. That is 22 of 45. Don't call me a liar for one. The greater number of these presidents are associated with counties Antrim and Down. So don't worry, we're keeping a lookout to send another one for you. In tribute to Hands Across the Water, I wish to briefly mention the time the American Army came to Northern Ireland during World War II, to the great relief of the local population, bringing hope, if not the sure knowledge that the war would finally come to an end. Between 1942 and the end of the war, 300,000 American service personnel passed through the 6 counties, at the peak being 10% of the Northern Ireland population, with the many and varied units stationed in 174 locations around before they set off to do battle in Europe and North Africa. The logistical scale of the operation I find mind-blowing. A little reference, the pocket guidebook to Northern Ireland issued to American troops is amusing and still available online and well worth a read. One piece of advice read, whenever you go in Northern Ireland, even in city streets, you are apt to see sheep or cows. Remember, the animals have the right of way. There's also a chapter on girls, but it did not stop 2,000 local lassies marrying American GIs and going back with them to a new life in America. Perhaps it was the dearth of local young men already gone for some years to war that was a factor. However, we don't know. We are, of course, seriously indebted to and salute the sacrifice of all the nations who fought alongside to defeat Hitler. But without Americans' involvement, it may have ended very differently. I would like to close with a short poem of that time by Seamus Heaney, whose ability in a few words brings the atmosphere and significance of an event to life. Testimony by Seamus Heaney. We were killing pigs when the Yanks arrived. A Tuesday morning, sunlight and gutter blood outside this slaughterhouse. From the main road, they would have heard the screaming. They heard it stop and had a view of us in our gloves and aprons coming down the hill. 2 lines of them, guns on their shoulders, marching, armored cars and tanks and open jeeps. Sunburnt hands and arms, unarmed in step, hosting for Normandy. Not that we knew then where they were headed, standing there like youngsters as they tossed us gum and tubes of coloured sweets. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Back to Connie.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Thank you so much, Hugh.
Everybody.
I hope you all understood that. Very
Yes.
interesting information. Thank you, Sláinte. Okay, so we are going to move on now to a little bit of music, and hopefully you'll all enjoy that. Maury, are you here somewhere on the screen? Let me see. Is he here?
We're here.
There he is, down that Matt's iPad. Thank you so much, Murray, and welcome on board. Over to you.
Hi guys, thank you very much. Happy St. Patrick's, and just before I start, Sláinte to everybody. I'm going to play a couple of jigs on my accordion, and then I'm going to sing a song, but I do need you to sing along on the song. So here we go. You. was two jigs. First one called Miss Mulligan's, and the second one, I'm sure you all know, was called the Irish Washerwoman. So I will. Thank you, guys. I will attempt a song. Now, this is one you should all know, and it does involve a little bit of participation, and all it involves is 4 claps. No, you don't need the unmute, that's fine. Here we go. It's called The Wild Rover. Well, I've been a wild rover for many's a year. I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with golden great store. But I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, they never. Oh, they never no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never no more. I went into an alehouse I used to frequent before lockdown. I asked the landlady my money was spent. She said I have corrected by the score. I custom like yours I can have any day, and it's no, they never. They never no more. Well, I play the wild rover. No, never no more. Oh, I pulled from my pocket 10 sovereign sprites, and the landlady's eyes open wide with delights. She said I have whiskey and wine of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never. Never no more will I play the wild rover. No, never no more. I'll go home to my family, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. They'll forgive me as oft times before, then I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no, they never. No, they never no more. Well, I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And it's no, they never. No, they never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Maury. I hope everybody enjoyed that. That was very enjoyable. I think we are getting towards the end of our program. However, there is one video, I think it's only 2 minutes, isn't it, Gart? Two or 3 minutes. It is actually what has been sent out today, at least down in this part of Ireland. I am down near Cork, and it is a wonderful video of St. Patrick's Day instead of a parade in Cork. So hope you'll sit back and enjoy that as well. Thank you.
Ham der, jeg hedder Connor. Blev han hørt, eller går han ikke? Holdt han tale, ham der? Ham der, der skulle. Gør han det?
Nej, ham der, nej, det gør han.
Der var en, der sagde, at du kan godt tage den anden før end mig, men der er ikke sket mere. Og det er den, der som Niels har sendt.
Only once upon a silver moon we sailed for 7 summers through many dreamlike islands in the dark blue sea.
promises, the island of the women, the island of the longing, the island of the strong. Once upon a silver moon we say, we come in the wind, we leave in the wind, we come in the wind, we leave in the wind. Go tell my lady, go tell my love, we sail with the tide. We raise sail and following wind of 7 winters. We went for the west, we went for the land of promise, for the land of the fair, the island of the apple trees, the island of the pleasant, the laughing and the mocking, where we left one friend behind. Then we raised one silver sail and we climbed. We come in the wind, we leave in the wind. We come in the wind, we leave in the wind. Go tell my lady, go tell my love, we sail with the tide. And found ourselves adrift under a sky of endless velvet blue. And the stars, a million trillion galaxies sailing for eternity. And the stars, endless choirs of angels fill the midnight air with the phosphorescence of their radiant prayer. And a paradise of birds and of ravens in the dark, the radiance of the moon. Just once upon a silver moon we sail. We come in the wind, we leave in the wind. We come in the wind, we leave in the wind. Go tell my lady, go tell my love, we sail with the tide. Only once upon a silver moon we sailed for 7 seasons through many dreamlike islands in the dark blue sea.
You want to say the last one, Connie?
Thank you.
Very good.
I would just like to say thank you so much to everybody who have entertained us today. And thank you so much in Beaumont, Texas, that you have been listening to us. It's a little pity that we had a little glitch, you know, with a few people that couldn't get on board. That's the world we live in. Freddie Peterson, you need to mute, please. Anyways, we would like to just say thank you very much indeed, and continues happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. And we will finish with a quick little goodbye here. Thank you. I'll stay on the screen. We'll all stay on the screen.
All
now.
my friends and family around the world, may the road rise up to meet you. May God hold you in the palm of his hand until we all meet again. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
So yes, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Thank you, Connie, and for the whole group of people that entertained us today. Sean and Kate, Hugh, Murray, PDG Barney. I know I'm going to miss somebody. I've had a lot of wonderful experiences in Rotary, and I got to say, this is up there at the top. This was so fun to spend time with y'all today, all the way across the pond, and it just, I'm glad to add a drink at midday for myself, just with your permission, and it's just been a lot of fun. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. As my club can attest, some of the people that were singing on the Muppet video, I actually could probably participate in that video. I have that kind of voice. And I will remember, if I come to Ireland, that the animals have the right of way, so I'll stay out of the road. And what, for less than 7 million people to feed 45 million people around the world, I mean, that's something to be known for. So I just thank you all for joining us today and sharing your time and your talents with us and sharing this St. Patrick's Day. In your honor and appreciation and to recognize you, it's interesting that you have 72 clubs and the Beaumont Rotary Club is the 72nd Rotary Club in the world. So I thought that was just kind of an interesting little fact there. But to honor you and recognize you, we will be making a donation to the Rotary Foundation in the name of District 1160. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Lovely.
And as a farewell, we have our own Irish person in our club, Amanda Ellis, Amanda McAfee Ellis, who is going to close us out right before we do the four-way test. Amanda?
First, I have a toast. It's short and sweet, but it's fitting since I'm a banker. So here's the toast. May your bank account always be like the capital of Ireland, always Dublin.
I love it.
And
very good.
And next I have an Irish blessing in Gaelic with actually a Texas accent. So I'll start. Ganari an Bohalet. May the road rise to meet you. Goron Angri Gabal Hagdo. May the wind be always at your back. Galanri Angrain Goche Edai. May the sun shine warm upon your face. Godicha Awashtak Gamin Dafakna. May the rains fall softly upon your fields. Aguskomil Le Halarish. And until we meet again, Gongonwe Jeamus Alavahu. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Now we're going to end, and I want to...
Amanda.
Thank you, Sean. Sean was in my room at the beginning, so shout out to Sean. And I want to thank you for the slancha, because that was the saying that you did when... That was, say it again to me. Slancha?
Slancha.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
So let's close with the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you all for joining us today. This has been tons of fun. And it's, one thing we've learned through Zoom is you just got to roll with whatever comes along. And we survived, and we hope to see you all again. Maybe next year we'll all be spending St. Patrick's Day in Ireland with you. Or come to Texas. We'll show you a darn good time. Bye-bye.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you so much, President Cindy. Fantastic.
Bye, y'all.
And you can see Declan Tyner down there showing us a bunch of shamrocks. Can you see that, Declan Tyner?
Yes.
Say something, Declan, we can hear you.
Sorry,
yeah.
this is Shamrock.
Yeah. That's the real thing.
That's the real thing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And I just saw in the last minute my 85-year-old mother from Denmark joined in. I don't know where you are now, Mom, but I just saw you a little while ago. Thank you so much. And I had a friend from Texas, Becky was there as well. So it's fantastic that everybody can join together like this. Please stay safe, everybody. Take care of yourself and hopefully we'll meet up again.
Okay.
Thank you for the invite.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Adios.
See everybody.
Bye.
Look after you.
Let's plant the costume there.
On.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Good to see you all.